survives it, then is able to write about it for the purpose of publication to deliberately invite the world into their most vulnerable and darkest moments. It takes amazing strength that few people have. This is the kind of strength that Georgina Williams has, and for that I'm so proud of her. Georgina has, to put it mildly, fought an uphill battle from the time of her conception just to be here. She is obviously here to teach us something. Since acknowledgement of her work is acknowledgement of her life, I just want to say how very pleased we are for her because she's getting this recognition for her life and her work.
Try to speak a little louder so you can hear me. I welcome you all to this special event. I have known Georgina Williams for approximately 20 years. During that time, I have gained some insight into her background and have shared in some of her difficulties as well as her achievements. I believe that through her writings and the speaking engagements that have resulted therefrom, she has firstly achieved a healing program for herself as she continues her journey through life, and secondly, has reached out to others in our community and the locations in which she has spoken that have experienced or are experiencing similar difficulties, and has provided them with some insight into her own healing program, and for that, Georgina Williams is a deserving recipient of the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal. Thank you.
The Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal is being awarded to Georgina Williams because of the detailed journal of events contained in the 4 books. What is the meaning of the medal? Why is it presented to Georgina? The medal is a symbol, a tangible representation of the cherished hope and dream of the British Commonwealth of Nations. It is representative of the highest qualities aspired to by a culture. The qualities are universally accepted over an extended millennium of our history. This catalog of ideas is undisputably and inseparable from the Charter of the United Nations, which grew out of the British and U.S. meeting of 1941, and the Atlantic Charter, which stated the 4 freedoms: freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom of fear, and freedom from want. The thoughts and events recorded in Georgina's writings are an affirmation of, and a demand that the concept this medal, this symbol represents, will not fail. These freedoms will not be abrogated, but will remain globally available as a standard. That this reception of her writings has resulted in this presentation is an affirmation of your general agreement concerning the expressed qualities of this medal. Those who ask the question, how could she write so well, having no schooling, is an affirmation of the excellence of composition, style, and content of her books. Georgina's education was different. Some think I wrote the books because I do have a formal training. I did not write these books or any section of them. She had help from 2 sources, a New Brunswick English teacher and her New York City editors, friends, ruthlessly edited Delsing's tears. Beyond the Walls was helped indirectly by standards set by friends of the past: Socrates of Athens, Voltaire of France, Dostoevsky of Russia, Dickens of England, Black Elk and Fool's Crow of the Lakota Sioux. These friends set the historical standards Georgina aspired to in content and style. Reproductions of my paintings are included as covers because they seem to represent visually and to be congruent with the matter presented in books for your consideration. I know how difficult has been her task, and I congratulate you on your successful achievement. Did Georgina meet the standard, the symbol, Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal represents? I say yes. Most assuredly, yes. Those who have considered the evidence presented in your books also say yes. Most assuredly, yes. Congratulations. You deserve this.
Good afternoon. I would like to start off by thanking Leah and the Dryden District Museum for agreeing to host today's event. It is a true pleasure to join everyone to honor someone who has done so much to preserve history, to heal the wounds of history, and to be an inspiration for those who follow her and to make their own contributions to our history. I would like to take a moment to explain the significance of the presentation. This year marks the 60th anniversary of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II's ascension to the throne. During that time, she has been a leader through her actions, an inspiration, and someone who has dedicated her life to serving others. In recognition of her Diamond Jubilee, which makes her the second longest serving monarch in history, and as a way to honor those who have made an extraordinary impact in the lives of others, the Queen's Diamond Jubilee Medal was created. Those who were nominated for the award are a special group of individuals who inspired others, who have made a difference, and who have done their part to make our communities and our world a better place. As your member of Provincial Parliament, I was fortunate enough to be given the opportunity to nominate a small handful of individuals who I believe deserve special recognition for their efforts, and Georgina Williams was one of the first names on my mind. I am pleased that the board reviewing the nominations agreed with my selections, and it is truly an honor and a privilege to be here today to present Georgina Williams, Chaparral, with the Diamond Jubilee Medal. Georgina has lived a fascinating and inspiring life. If anyone has the right to throw up their arms and walk away, it would be Georgina Williams. Her life and her struggles are well documented, as are her successes. Despite having a grade 1 education, she has become one of our region's most prolific writers and greatest inspirations. Her story has inspired others to face their own demons and struggles as they move forward. And move forward she has. In the time I have to speak today, I cannot do justice to her story, nor can I properly express how much of an inspiration she has been, her words have been, to me and many others. I, like everyone here, believe the person best equipped to tell her story is Georgina herself, and in a moment we will get a chance to do just that. So, on behalf of Her Majesty the Queen, on behalf of myself and countless thousands of others who you have inspired, it is an honor and a privilege to present Georgina Williams with the Diamond Jubilee Medal and to say on behalf of all of us, thank you.
It's a good thing you're all friends, because you know I'm scared to death right now. I actually have COVID, so not too many of you want to shake my hand. Anyway, thank you all for coming here. Sarah made a little bit of a mistake. I have not been to grade 1. I have not been kindergarten or nursery garden or whatever they call it. I've never been there. I would very much like to do that. At my age, I now can go to university free of charge. And I've started writing to some of them to see if they'll let me do that. Because I would like nothing better than to say I did that. And if they don't, it's still okay. Most of you read the books, I think. And I don't have to go through them. But I think what I like most when people talk about my books is that after reading the first, they understand how the rest happened. How I got into prostitution, jails, charged with, imagine me, such a nice person, being charged with attempted murder when I was, and fully intended to kill the person. But anyway, through all that stuff, most of it was brought on because of that first part of my life. I I had no idea how ordinary people lived. I wanted to be the woman that walked down the street dressed for work, but I didn't even know what that was. I didn't know how you went about being an ordinary person. And so the door to prostitution opened and I jumped right into it. And everybody loved me. I was free and I was willing to whatever. From there, to finally get into Alcoholics Anonymous and find out I wasn't crazy, that I had an actual physical allergy to alcohol, was for me the door opening in the other direction, and I was able to start to feel like these people that I wanted to be like. I started to think I was like them. But I wanted, more than anything, a birth certificate. Now, if anybody has a birth certificate doesn't think that's a big deal, then we got to go back to the country. I wanted one to say that I was actually born somewhere to someone. And the government couldn't give me one. And I was apparently never registered. And in 1999, I took them to court, and that was my main thing, was to get a birth certificate. And finally, through Lily's help, and he was here at the time, and Howard Campbell, I got a birth certificate. But the long version says Mother Unknown. My mother's name was Delcina. That's why that first book is called Delcina's Tears. I feel I am the result of that little girl's tears. You know who read the book, she was 12. Spent the next 15 years in a prison under the Criminal Code of Canada, and I spent the next 18 in the same jail. A judge said that couldn't happen in Canada, and that I was of unsound mind, and that's when I decided to write that first book. And then people bugged me, what happened, and so I wrote the second book, and then it started to be pretty good. I wrote the third, fourth, now the fifth is on the way. The fifth is finished, by the way, and through help of some very good friends, it's gone to the publisher and should be available sometime again about October. Anyway, that's how this came about, and I thank you, Sarah, because when I first heard it, I thought it was a joke, and then I said it must be a mistake. And last week there was a call from Sarah's office to call back, and I said to Casey, I told you it was a mistake. This is a phone call.